Shalom, shalom. First off, I would like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakah Kadash, and shalom to my elders of GMS who told me the truth, and shalom to you brothers that scattered out the four corners of the earth, teaching His gospel, teaching His word with all truth and sincerity. Shalom to you brothers. I was something that I had seen online. I think our brother had posted it, and it was about it says over 150,000 people have applied to work for the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) following a recruitment drive in the summer of 2025. The surge in applications comes amid significant federal funding increases and controversial rhetoric surrounding immigration enforcement. Now we're like we're in a government shutdown, and a lot of people are being furloughed. Some people might lose their jobs, and I'm not sure because I believe the ICE is part of the federal government. They're federal ICE agents, and I think they're still getting paid. But a lot of other agencies are not getting paid. They still have to show up to work, like any type of like the police, federal police. I think something with the damn, I can't even think the other agencies, like the border patrol. That they're not getting paid. Yeah, so it's like it's a lot with that. Yeah, so but I'm not too sure about because the ICE is part of the federal government, so I don't know how that's working. I'm not sure. I gotta look that up, or I talk to somebody about that. But needless to say, they're offering $50,000, and also they're giving they're paying those student debts and stuff like that, whatever. So Body Jake is going to take that. You know what I mean? A lot of, and I've been seeing a lot of Jake getting hired for these ICE agent, jobs and stuff like that. When they out there random, just taking their people and grabbing these people up, whatever. So it's just going to show you that they're trying to. This is their way of recruiting, people into the, with the ICE and everything, and then they're grabbing up. They're getting our people. And our people don't give a shit, man. Our people are struggling and trying to make it, and and just trying to get by, and we're not, well-off people or people. We struggle. We come from the hoods just like everybody else, whatever. And I see those same Jake are treating their people like shit. They're just talking them all kind of crazy, grabbing them up. You know what I mean? Just being very aggressive. And this is what this devil wants us to be like towards our people. You know what I mean? We're not showing no real, no leniency, no compassion for one another. We just, I've seen videos now where you seen Jake just cursing, motherfuckers out, and, grabbing them up, you know what I mean? Manhandling them, beating them up, I seen, the one video, that went viral with when they grabbed the husband up, Northern Tribe, and his wife came and said, yo, like, she was speaking Spanish, saying like, hey, listen, like, yo, I want to go with my husband. Like, I don't know, I want to be where he's at. You know what I mean? That's my husband. I need to be where he's at. You know what I mean? Wherever you took him. The fucking agent, I guess he was a Northern Tribe, or whatever. He said adios, like get the fuck out of my face, like, yeah, beat it, like, you know what I mean? And then after a while, he just attacked her, And this is, they're putting this mindset upon our people to be, like I said, to not have compassion, not have any remorse towards our, their own people, whatever, and just say, fuck it, like, nah, man, like, I'm doing my job, And these ICE agents are not going to be held to no real accountability or nothing like that, because all they're going to do is, like, what I seen, he just got suspended for like a couple of days, and they put him right back on the force. You know what I mean? And this is the new reality. This is the start of Jacob's trouble. You know what I mean? that our people don't understand. They don't understand why this is going on. This is it. This is the beginning of your troubles. You know what I mean? This is the beginning to the end. You know, and Jake is gonna feel it. They're gonna feel it, man. You know, we were out there teaching. We were out there warning our people. Our people didn't take heed. They just walked right past us and flagged, waved their hand at us like, yeah, man, fuck these guys. I don't want to hear that. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Okay, this is what you get now. You know what I mean? This is judgment from the Lord, you know? Let me bring out the scripture real quick. Let me get Jacob trouble. Select. Jeremiah 30:7. At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who's going to be saved out of it? The elect. The Lord chosen, the 144,000. That's who's going to be saved out of it. You know what I mean? The Lord is dealing with a remnant of people, a small remnant of people. He's not dealing with the entire Israelites. You know, the Lord, like I said, the remnant, a small group of people, of men that's of the Lord. Because the scriptures talk about the tabernacle being with men. So a lot of men that have children, have wives and stuff like that, they're going to be saved through the through the men. With the wife bearing children and things like that. You know what I mean? So the Lord is going to see the men through of the possible, like the men that's out there, going out there doing the works, out there on the highways and byways, risking their lives to do so. That's the men that I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Through the Spirit, And this is the times that we're in right now. It's going to get worse. It's going to get fucking worse. I was watching the video with the whole. They ran up in. They was in Chicago and. They got the FBI, the ICE agents, the local police, whatever. They just ran up in the building, whatever, where mostly Jake lived at, and they just started grabbing people up. They didn't give a fuck. They were didn't have no clothes on, and it was cold. And can they get a little something, a jacket or something? No, fuck you. No, we taking you out and we getting some information out of you. And if we find that you're in illegal, whatever, they grabbing you up, locking you up, and sending you back. They was grabbing up fucking Southern tribe Jake that was born here. They don't give a shit, man. And then we always, like the Southern tribe, talk shit, whatever. Saying, oh well, that's the Northern tribe. We gonna sit this one out. We not getting involved in that. We didn't do anything. You know what I mean? That's this they problem. You know what I mean? But now it's turning against Jacob. Even if they're not rounding them up. Deporting them like that. It's just the aggressiveness of it all. You know what I mean? Yeah, pulling you by the bed or whatever. You watching TV, relaxing, whatever, sitting on the couch, and they just kick down your fucking door and just grab you the fuck up, asking for information about you. You know what I mean? That's a discomfort. Like, they can do this shit at any time. You know what I mean? Just pull up on you. You know what I mean? That can happen to any one of us. Even, brothers that's in the truth. Just getting, you know what I mean? Just, yo, let me get your ID, whatever, getting pulled over or whatever. You know what I mean? Trying to get some information, you know what I mean? But, this is it. This is it, This is the beginning. Like I said, this is the beginning to the end. All hell is just going to break loose. Nothing's going to get better. You know what I mean? Everybody's just going to be in this fucking, it's tense state right now. Looking over their shoulders, not knowing that, you know what I mean? Anticipating that, that you can get ran up on. You get beat down, you know what I mean? They can whoop your ass. They can, whatever. Harass the shit out of you, you know what I mean? Like, this is the times that we're in. You know what I mean? This is, and this, the scriptures also say this is not our rest. This is not our rest. This is not our kingdom right now. This devil's still in rulership. You know what I mean? And we can't forget that. You know? So, this is just a small impromptu, short impromptu video. And, I just want to touch on that. And, so, with that, Lord willing, this be edifying. Until next time, Shalom.